Next up, we have another great analyst speaker. She's covered the RPA industry in depth for quite some time. She's got some great new data on enterprise grade. Please welcome Vice President of Everest Group, Sarah Burnett.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby. I hope you can all hear me, all there at the back, all of you standing there. So my topic today is going to be about what is enterprise-grade RPA, and in order to find out, we actually run a study, a survey, and some of you have, I believe, replied, so thank you very much to those of you who've replied, and this is in partnership with UiPath. So what does it matter? Let me actually, before I get there, let me just tell you a bit about myself, what I do. So Everest Group runs a whole series of research programs that are listed up there. I'm responsible for the one that's highlighted in orange, which is Service Optimization Technologies Research. And I've been doing that for nearly 4 years now. You may be familiar with our FIT matrix. So my team produces the Everest Group FIT matrix, which is an assessment of RPA technologies side by side. And we're currently engaged with a new study for that, which will be published early next year. You may have heard us talk about SDA, and without wanting to confuse the market more with yet another acronym, we just felt at the beginning of the buzz and the hype about RPA that a lot of organizations were using the term RPA interchangeably with intelligent, cognitive kind of capabilities. And we believe because our focus is on global services and these technologies are significantly changing the way that global services are delivered, that service delivery automation. So the deeper colored boxes that you see on the left of the table, robotic desktop automation, robotic process automation, autonomics, and narrow or weak artificial intelligence. All of these come under the banner of SDA within Everest Group Research. So when we talk about SDA, we're covering all of those. And I'm not going to go into the details of this table. I think they get the decks. Yeah, so you can look at this at your leisure. So let's talk about enterprise-grade RPA. There's a lot of talk of enterprise-grade, but what is it? And why does it matter? And what do you, as users, think are the important features of enterprise-grade RPA? And what benefits can you realize? So these were the kind of questions that we had, and we wanted to know what the consensus was on these different parameters that we had in mind. So what I'm presenting today is an interim set of findings. We have collected a lot of data, and we're slicing and dicing the data, and I'm just providing you with the interim findings to date. But why does it matter? Well, many of you have told us that you find it a bit slow to implement robots. And so we want to know, are there features that speed up implementation, speed up scale? What about when you want to go across different geographies? We heard today about support for different languages, helping regulatory compliance. Some are better at that than others, increasing process automation rates, and achieving faster return on investment. And of course, there are other factors as well, such as reducing error rates and those exceptions, minimizing exceptions. So can enterprise-grade RPA help realize these kind of benefits? So so far we've had replies from 60 companies, and here's a breakdown of some profiles of those companies. 71% of those who answered believe that they know a reasonable amount about RPA. And many of them are in steady state implementations. You see there's 29%. 38%, a bigger portion, are actually scaling up from pilots. And then 27% are in the pilot process stage. In terms of who's replied, you'll see there's a fairly even split along 3 or 4 of those groups. There's 23% are C-level executive. We were delighted to get that level of engagement from C-level execs. 19% are senior managers. 25% are middle-level managers. And then it was fantastic to also have around 19% who were RPA developers. So before we designed the survey questions, we actually had a good discussion around what actually is enterprise-grade RPA. And these set of dimensions that we have defined actually comes from our experience of assessing technologies for the fit matrix, which, by the way, we are rebranding to PEAK. If you're familiar with Everest Group peaks, this coming year is going to be an Everest Group technology peak. So things such as software quality and richness of features for robot maintenance and the software maintenance as well